There is a list. It has been sitting in my grandmother's recipe box for 80 years, written in pencil on the back of a flour sack label. 13 items, no brand names, no measurements in teaspoons or tablespoons, just the thing and what it does. She called it the garden list. Every spring before she put a single seed in the ground, she went through it. Every fall after the last harvest, she went through it again. 42 years of gardening. Never a year without food. Never a year where she lost a crop she could not recover from. I am going to give you all 13, one by one. What they are, what they do, and why they work better than what the garden industry has been selling you for the last 70 years. Every single item on this list costs zeros at your house right now, or less than $2 at Walmart. Every single one was used by Depression-era families across the American South and Midwest as standard practice. And every single one was documented in USDA Extension bulletins, in agricultural university research from the 1930s and 1940s. Before those, documents were quietly retired when the chemical agriculture industry arrived. Number 1. Coffee grounds. My grandmother put coffee grounds directly around the base of every acid-loving plant. Tomatoes, blueberries, roses. She had been doing it since her own mother taught her in 1931. A University of Washington study from 1938, filed in their Agricultural Extension archive, confirmed what she already knew. Coffee grounds lower soil pH slightly, making nutrients more available to acid-loving plants. They also repel slugs. The abrasive texture damages the same waxy layer on a slug's body that diatomaceous earth damages on insects, and they add nitrogen to the soil as they break down. 3 functions. From something you throw away every morning. Number 2. Eggshells. Crushed eggshells worked into the soil around tomato plants prevent blossom end rot, the dark leathery patch that ruins the bottom of a tomato before it fully ripens. Blossom end rot is caused by calcium deficiency in the developing fruit. Commercial calcium sprays sell for $12 to $18 a bottle. Crushed eggshells are free. The calcium content of 1 egg is enough to treat 4 square feet in bed. My grandmother saved every eggshell from October through March and crushed them by hand before the spring planting. She never lost a tomato blossom end rot in 42 years. Number 3. Wood ash. If you have a fireplace or a fire pit, the ash left behind is one of the most effective soil amendments your garden will ever receive. Wood ash is high in potassium and calcium. It raises soil pH, making it ideal for gardens where the soil has become too acidic. A thin dusting around brassicas, cabbage, broccoli. Kale also repels catmoths and cabbage loopers. The alkaline surface disrupts their ability to lay eggs on the leaves. A 1934 bulletin from the Tennessee Agricultural Extension Service documented this use and recommended wood ash as a primary pest deterrent for brassica crops. That bulletin is no longer in circulation. Number 4. Banana peels. Buried 2 inches deep beside rose bushes and tomato plants, banana peels break down into a slow-release source of potassium and phosphorus, the 2 nutrients most responsible for fruit and flower production. Commercial high-potassium fertilizers market themselves specifically for fruiting plants. A banana peel delivers the same nutrients, for free, over the course of 4 to 6 weeks as it decomposes. My grandmother buried 1 beside every tomato plant at planting time, and another halfway through the season. Her tomatoes were, by every account from people who ate them, extraordinary. Number 5. Baking soda. A solution of 1 teaspoon of baking soda in 1 quart of water, sprayed on plant leaves, prevents and treats fungal disease. Powdery mildew, black spot on roses, early blight on tomatoes. The alkaline environment on the leaf surface prevents fungal spores from germinating. This was documented in a Cornell University Horticultural Bulletin from 1941 and confirmed in multiple subsequent studies. Commercial fungicide sprays for the same diseases cost $15 to $25 a bottle. Baking soda costs 89 cents for a box that will treat your entire garden for a season. The Cornell Bulletin is not referenced in any current commercial gardening guide. Number 6. Crushed garlic. A spray made from 2 crushed garlic cloves steeped in 1 quart of water overnight repels aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. The sulfur compounds in garlic interfere with the feeding behavior of soft-bodied insects. They avoid it. They do not develop resistance to it. My grandmother kept a jar of garlic water on her porch from June through September. She sprayed every plant showing signs of aphid activity. She never had an aphid infestation last more than 3 days. Number 7. Newspaper. Layered 6 sheets thick around plants and covered with a thin layer of soil or mulch. Newspaper suppresses weeds more effectively than most commercial landscape fabric. It is biodegradable. It does not leach chemicals into the soil. It breaks down over the course of a season and adds organic material to the soil as it does. Commercial landscape fabric costs $20 to $60 for a garden roll. Newspaper is free. Depression-era families used it universally. It is not mentioned in any current garden centre product recommendation. Number 8. Epsom salt. 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt dissolved in 1 gallon of water and applied to the base tomato and pepper plants because once a month provides magnesium, the nutrient at the centre of chlorophyll production. Without sufficient magnesium, leaves yellow and plant growth slows. Commercial magnesium sprays exist. Epsom salt at Walmart costs $3 for a 4-pound bag. 1 bag treats a standard home garden for a full season. A 1937 study from the Purdue University Agricultural Extension documented the effect of magnesium supplementation on tomato yields. Plants receiving adequate magnesium produced an average of 40% more fruit than control plants. Number 9. Dry leaves. Fallen leaves shredded and worked into garden beds in autumn are the single best free soil amendment available in most of North America. They add carbon, improve soil structure, feed soil fungi, and break down into humus, the dark, nutrient-rich layer of fully decomposed organic matter that is the foundation of productive soil. A municipal bag of shredded leaves from your yard contains more soil-building material than most $15 bags of commercial garden soil amendment. Depression-era families raked every leaf and put every one of them back into the garden. None of it went to the curb. Number 10. Dish soap. 2 drops, not tablespoons, drops, of plain dish soap in 1 quart of water makes an effective spray for soft-bodied insects. Aphids, whiteflies, spider mites. The soap disrupts the surface tension of water and penetrates the insect's waxy exterior, causing dehydration. More than 2 drops will damage plant leaves. Exactly 2 drops in exactly 1 quart of water. Sprayed directly on affected areas. Eliminates soft-bodied insects on contact. This is not a commercial recipe. This is what my grandmother wrote in the flour sack label in pencil in 1944. It works. Number 11. Salt. A ring of plain table salt around the base of plants that slugs target, hostas, lettuce, strawberries, creates a barrier slugs will not cross. Salt causes osmotic dehydration on contact with a slug's body. They avoid it completely. Reapply after rain. Cost, essentially zero. Number 12. Cinnamon. Sprinkled on seed starting mix and on the soil surface around seedlings, cinnamon prevents damping off, the fungal condition that kills young seedlings at the US line before they can establish. Commercial antifungal treatments for seed starting exist. They are marketed specifically for this problem. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, a naturally occurring antifungal compound that prevents the same fungal species. A $2 container of cinnamon from Walmart will treat a full season of seedling trays. My grandmother dusted every seedling tray she started indoors. She had a near-perfect germination rate for 42 years. Number 13. The one that grows wild behind your house. Stinging nettles. If they grow on your property or in the area around you, you have access to one of the most effective liquid plant fertilizers ever documented. A handful of fresh nettles steeped in a bucket of water for 2 weeks produces a liquid so high in nitrogen, potassium, and iron that it was used as a primary fertilizer by European farming communities for centuries. A 1936 agricultural bulletin from the German Research Institute for Agriculture, translated and filed with the USDA in 1938, Documented nettle. Liquid fertilizer as producing yields equivalent to commercial nitrogen applications at a fraction of the cost. Diluted 10:1 with water and applied to plant roots, it produces visible growth response within 72 hours. 13 items. All free or nearly free. All documented. All used by the generation that fed this country through the worst economic collapse in its history without a single bag of commercial fertilizer. The fertilizer industry does not want you to know this list exists. The garden centre does not want you to know it. The influencers who get paid to hold up branded products in front of their gardens do not want you to know it. Your grandmother knew every item on it. She just did not have anyone telling her it was worth writing down. We write it down every day on this channel. Subscribe for a new video every day. And share this with someone whose garden is struggling. The list was almost lost. It does not have to stay lost.